Hey, it's Kim Commando Today, your daily podcast to keep you up to date with all things digital and beyond. And I'd love to have you be a part of our podcast. You can make an appointment to speak with me. Just head over to commando.com, and on the top right, there's a button that says Email Kim. Fill that out, and that's it. Okay, so did you guys see the bird nest and all the birds that are hanging out in front of the building? Have you seen that in front of the studios?
No.
Okay. It's the TikTok trend. It's called the bird test. Have you heard about this? Okay. The TikToker behind it is Alyssa Galabardi, and she says that she lives and dies by the freaking bird test. Okay, here's how it works. If you're on a date or you're out with a new buddy and you just toss out something simple like, hey, did you see the bird? What kind of bird is that? And if the other person's like, no, wow, what kind of bird was it? I mean, was it a beautiful bird? Was it an ugly crow? I mean, what was it, a pigeon? Okay, so if they go well, whatever, then they're not going to be suitable for you. So that's now the bird test that's going around.
Did we pass or fail? I don't know.
I think you passed because you were interested.
Yeah, we were interested in Kim's bird.
And we didn't lie. I saw it.
Okay. And then,
exactly.
Yeah. And then if if it's not going to be a strong relationship, you can tell the person to just flock off.
You could have said you give them the bird.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's a good one, too. All right. It's Kim Commando Today. This is not the Kim Commando Show. This is Kim Commando Day on Friday. That's when we bring in the A-team. Ooh. You get that? Yes. Part of the whole Commando media empire. We have, podcasts, and of course we have the website. We've got the newsletters and everything else all going on. And then joining us is the first person in the A-team. Not you, Andrew.
Okay, I'll
it's
wait.
me.
That would be Ali Seligman, our amazing content queen.
You figured that one out.
You know what? She's smart.
She is. I know why she's first now.
That's it. Oh, God. That's good, Andrew. So what do you have coming up, Al?
Oh, I'm going to show you how to spot AI images. You don't even have to know anything. You just put them into a website. It's really cool. Also, if you have cords around that are fraying, that is user error, my friends. And I'm going to tell you how to do better, treat your cords better, and make them last.
Nothing brings them in like cord management.
You know what does, Kim? Knowing that you're not going to have to buy another cord.
This sounds like a PSA. Treat your cords better.
Yes,
From
you
the
should.
Kim Commando Show.
Next, we're gonna bring back the battery update.
Oh gosh, then I'm out.
That's it. What do you have up for us, Andrew Babinski?
Cheapskates will have to eat cold food for the rest of their lives.
Bum, 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 bum. Okay.
Wow, clickbait.
Now, we have two things that we need everybody to do who's listening. They need to help us out. Number one is that they need to tell one person about the podcast. Just one person.
Oh, that's not hard. One person?
That's it.
Yeah.
Because that's the easiest way for us to grow the listeners. And number two is that we want to hear from them. And so if there's something that you want to hear on the podcast, like, cord management, battery tips, make sure that you head over to commando.com. And then there's a big old button that says Email Kim, and then we read every single note that you send us. Okay, so we're going to start with the news.
Yes.
And I'm going to go first.
Okay.
Because I'm the host.
No, that's how it works normally.
Okay. Have you heard that catchy tune in the iPhone 15 commercial that Apple put out? Have you heard it? It's a really catchy tune.
I don't know if I've seen a commercial in the longest time.
The same.
Well, I mean, but you see them on YouTube and other places.
I don't turn them up, though.
I wait for the skip.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're just staring in that lower right corner, just waiting for that 5-second countdown so you can skip it.
And they're sitting there going, it's like, oh God, why is it taking so long?
And it's also, I don't want an Apple 15, so I'm not going to pay attention.
I happen to have an iPhone 15
I
Pro.
saw dramatically different from your last one.
It is. It's incredible. Okay, let me give you a clue. It's not Ariana Grande. Okay, here, let's take a listen. Okay.
It's Kanye?
It's pretty catchy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. It's a tube-on throat singing by some guy who lives in Siberia. His name is Yatka.
Yatka?
Yatka, not vodka. Yatka. Okay. Yatka. This commercial has been viewed more than 13 million times on YouTube. And here's a little tidbit. He actually is a lead singer on a Huawei, not an iPhone. Okay. But he got an email from Apple saying, we'd love to use your song. It's called In the Endless Black Step for a commercial. And at first he thought oh God, this is like a total scam.
Yeah.
And then, or maybe they just want it as a ringtone. But no, they actually wanted to make a commercial using his song.
You said he was a throat singer?
Throat singer.
Yes.
No, what's a throat? Doesn't all singers
they
use
all?
their throats?
But I was thinking.
He doesn't use the other stuff.
Oh, just
his throat. Okay, so I came up with my own little song.
Did you?
Yeah. Now I'm thinking that, as this podcast grows and grows and grows, that maybe Apple will contact me
Oh, that would be awesome.
to be a throat singer. Okay. So if anybody's listening and you work for Apple, you can contact me right on the website, just to let you know. Okay. Are you ready?
Do we get to hear it?
Yeah, I'm going to do it right now.
This is like a world premiere.
This is incredible.
Yes. Okay. I'm not going to try to throat sing too much.
You're performing this live. I thought we were throwing to audio tape. All right.
Oh, no. This is the real deal. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
My iPhone's small. It fits in my hand. A magic screen, quite simply grand. It sings, it talks, it plays a game. A pack of pal knows my name.
Wow.
Let's wait for the phone to ring for Apple to call. I don't think they're calling. You think with this, you just mentioned your media empire, a little more production could have gone into that bit. Just a tad.
Really?
That was
Put it
the
over some
unplugged version.
It definitely was. I definitely wanted to unplug my
It was
headphones.
live. It was live. Oh my gosh, you guys are so mean.
Sorry.
All right, now you go next. You try to do a throat song.
Now I have to cough again.
That's the problem. That's why I didn't want to throat sing, because I thought this is going to be really bad.
It was a stupid idea to do it again. So, DoorDash. Well, first of all, let me ask you guys, how often do you do any sort of home delivery that's not Amazon?
Twice a day.
Twice a day?
No, at least, I would say at least once a day.
Once a day, okay?
Yes.
Incredible. Not very often. Maybe.
Neither do I.
Yeah, when I buy products from other places, but I don't really do food delivery.
Here's what I don't like about food delivery. The A-team's going to have a quick conversation.
Cold.
This doesn't involve you.
No.
Twice a day.
No, I'd say, okay, once every other day.
Okay.
Changing her tune.
Sometimes it feels like twice a day.
When you look at the credit card statement at the end of the month.
Yes.
And, if you go on like Uber Eats or something and you order food, not only do you have to pay the service fee and the delivery fee and the tip and all that, they raise the prices of the product.
They sure do.
And morally, I just have an issue with that. I feel like I'm being robbed. If I walk down the street, I can get it for cheaper. So that's one of the reasons that I don't do it. But also, there are 30% of people that either do not tip or they want to see how their service is before they tip.
The Uber driver?
Of an Uber service, a DoorDash delivery.
Okay.
Well, because there are problems with that. Like, for example, I had groceries delivered.
Right.
Okay. And he got everything at Safeway. The shopper got everything at Safeway. Because, you can see it as they check off, check off. Okay. But for some reason, he only delivered 2 bags. When there should have been like 4 bags.
What happened to everything else?
Okay.
He kept.
So I am busy, and this was actually in Santa Barbara, and I had to go do the show and all this other stuff, and Barry was out doing something else. So I figured, well, you know what, I'll take care of this when I get done. So 3 hours went by, and I said I wanted to challenge the tip, because I'm a good tipper. Okay, I am. And they said, well, you can't change your tip.
Because you had gone a certain amount of time.
It was over 2 hours.
Okay.
So
pro tip then, check your groceries within 2 hours.
Yeah, exactly. Or at least if you do, file a complaint.
Yeah.
Well, what DoorDash is doing in a couple of test markets, if you don't tip, if you don't pre-tip on your order, there will be a pop-up on your screen that says, hey, you're not tipping, which could cause DoorDashers to not want to take your order. So your food is going to take longer and could arrive cold.
Cold food.
Cold food.
And, when it comes to DoorDash, especially with food delivery, that's the last thing you want. Yeah. And so they're trying to figure out by putting this message up there, will it encourage people to tip or will it discourage people from using the app altogether because they don't want to tip? Now, I am upset with our tipping culture, the way we've got in America right now.
Everything wants to tip. Everybody wants to tip for everything.
It's ridiculous.
Yes, that's true.
It's absolutely ridiculous. And the people that are like the woman I'm dating, she is blindly top button. No matter what it is, no matter where we're at, she hits the highest percentage.
35%. That's
It doesn't matter what they could put 1.6 million in that third button and she's hitting it. But we are coming to the culture where now they're having to tell people, hey, if you don't tip, you're not going to get your food on time. And they're trying to figure out if that's going to hurt their business or not, because the DoorDashers are not picking up these orders. They had in the story I read, they had a photograph from a Chinese food place. I think it was in South Carolina. And there was a shelf just full of food that wasn't being picked up because none of the DoorDashers would come and grab the order because of the tip situation.
Now, I have problems now ordering food since I heard about what happened here in Phoenix. Did you hear about what happened in Phoenix?
Fill us in.
Okay. It was at a Filiberto's.
Okay. Love Filiberto's, by the way.
Okay. I don't know if you're ever going to order again.
Oh, boy.
The breakfast burritos could be made with poison. I probably would still eat them. They're that good.
Okay, well, let me tell you what happened. This woman got her order. And I'm almost positive it was Filiberto's. I may be wrong, but I think it was.
Well, there's got a lot of Bertos in this town.
It was a Bertos.
It was a Bertos.
And she got the order and she ate it. And somehow she got informed later that the driver had masturbated on her food.
Oh my! I did not see that.
Okay. How?
That's. I'm sorry.
Oh God!
I was going to say that was an excellent joke, but it wasn't.
I look at her face. You're like 8 shades of red right now.
Okay, how did she find out? How did they inform her?
Somebody at the store saw the driver doing that.
And you don't send out the bat signal the minute you see it?
I have
They
no
let her
idea.
eat that
Right.
burrito.
You wait until it's delivered and consumed?
That's horrendous.
Yeah, so now she's suing everybody.
Oh, she should.
Good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm going to drive to the Thai place or wherever else myself. I don't need, no.
Yeah.
No.
So now I'm like,
Nope.
so this morning I was thinking, what am I going to have for lunch? And I thought, you know what? I have some soup in the freezer.
It's safe.
I think I'm going to have soup.
No one's been pantsless around my soup. I can go ahead and eat it.
Yeah, that was, so yeah.
That's awful.
Have that breakfast burrito, buddy.
My kids, they wanted McDonald's, but I'm getting it in person. So
Okay.
if anyone's going to masturbate on it, it's going to be me. My kids,
God, I apologize for everything.
For introducing this.
my kids wanted McDonald's, so I ordered through DoorDash McDonald's 2 Happy Meals, and the bag came with 4 staples on top.
Yes.
And my daughter's like, "Why is there staples on here? It's so hard to open." And I said, "Well, it's for security. There's French fries in there. Someone could be just munching on your fries as they're driving it here." And she's like, "Oh, that makes sense." And then my son goes, "Well, the delivery driver could have a stapler."
Smart kid.
Yes. I can't wait to tell him this story.
Oh, no.
Please don't.
I think he's a little young for this.
All right, fine.
I mean, come on. All right, Allie, you need to save us.
We're going to go completely different direction here. Andrew, pop quiz for you.
Yeah,
Because I know Kim knows.
Yeah.
What is a top level domain?
What is a top level domain? Well, we all know there's domains. And then those are leveled. And then there's bottom level
Okay,
domains.
so
I don't know what it is.
.com, top level domain.
Ah.
.net, so it's whatever that little suffix, right, at
Right.
the end of a URL. Google just introduced a new one, .ing.
Ing?
Ing.
Ing.
All right.
Yes.
What country did they get that from? Or it wasn't a country?
I don't know.
Maybe
Good
they just made
question.
it up.
Is it top level?
It's a top level.
How is it top level? I've never heard of it. I've never gone to
Well,
an
it's
Ing
brand
site.
new.
It's brand new.
Right. So how is it already top level? Doesn't it have to work its way up the ranks?
Google invented it.
All right. You're right. They can do whatever they want.
So some of the ones that exist already, Canva, the platform where you can design and draw stuff, they have design.ing, draw.ing. Makes sense. Cool. Adobe Acrobat, you can now reach their free PDF editor at edit.ing and sign.ing. All right.
Okay.
We can see why these might be useful, right? Well, starting today, so you can register these right now. There is an early access period, and you're going to pay more if you're the first person to ever own this URL, right? Because, how cool. You're the first person
I
who
should
ever
get
has this.
singing. I could get singing.
You could. I hope you wouldn't use it for personal reasons, but you could get it.
So through December 5th, you are basically paying more for this. And so I thought, let's go through, find some, see how much these things are worth. This is going to be a little, guessing game for you two.
All right.
We start with Commandoing.
Commando.ing.
Commandoing. Okay, so for the priority pre-registration, 1 year of Commandoing,
We're guessing here.
Yeah. How much do you think it's going to cost us?
Okay, well, a regular domain is like $10.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Then if you want to buy like a domain that somebody already owns, but it's not that popular, it's maybe like we just bought a domain for like $500.
Right. Or if it's something like super specific, like Andrew likes to go to filibertos.com. I mean, that's going to be like 99 cents.
Exactly.
'cause
Yes. Nobody wants that.
No.
So this one, I'm going to go with $2,585.
Kim?
10 grand.
I love the hubris of everyone involved. $144.
That's it?
We should buy it.
I know we should. Okay.
Jeremy, you need to buy this before the podcast goes out.
Don't release this until you purchase
Yes,
it.
you have to purchase it because then somebody is going to buy. You know what? There was a guy once, one of these domains that we have. I don't know. We got like 100 spellings of Commando.
Yeah.
Right.
And a listener actually purchased a Commando version because it was being used like as some pseudo porn site, and we had no idea.
Right.
And he bought it for
Did he
like
gift it to you?
yes.
That is so
So
sweet.
I know it's very
Oh,
nice.
that's lovely.
Would you rather like Commando-ing or Kimming? Or Get Kimming?
Oh, get them all.
Get Kimming.
Get Kimming.
Okay, let's move on to...
I don't know. Jeremy's holding his hands up to his face right now. I should say.
I'm not here.
Let's try sleeping. Sleep.ing, which I think, what a great website. Like some mattress company
Right.
needs to scoop this up.
And I learned this week, there is 179 online mattress companies.
Whoa.
That's a lot of mattress
Okay, how did you
companies.
come across this fun fact?
I was listening to a commercial.
Oh,
I thought you don't...
It was on the radio. I listen to radio commercials.
Gotcha.
Those pay bills. And they said, there's 179 online mattress companies, but this is the only one that you want to buy from. I thought that was interesting. Sleep.ing would be very valuable to
They
all
should
of
buy
them.
this. How much do you think it will cost them for a year?
Well, now we know.
Now we know it's
cheap.
yeah.
I'm going to go with $149.
Okay, Kim?
500.
$39,000.
Oh, it's okay. Oh, you think that's more valuable than commandoing?
I mean, I don't. I'm just reporting the facts here. Okay, what about running?
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah, we're
That's a
talking
big one.
50 G's.
I'm going to go right there.
13.
Running is way more popular than sleeping.
I agree. Okay, and one final, working.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yes.
Although WeWork, they just blew through, I don't know, $10 billion and they're filing Chapter 11.
Too bad they didn't have this URL.
Aren't they filing for bankruptcy again?
This is now, I think, their third or fourth time.
They're really good at it.
They are so
They've
good.
practiced.
25,000.
Okay, Kim?
26,000.
For 1 year of working, $130,000.
Oh my gosh.
How do they calculate which ones they're going to make? Well, it's Google. They do whatever they want.
Have you seen that movie about WeWork?
Mm-hmm. I saw the
fabulous.
documentary. I didn't see the
documentary.
fictional
That's
one.
what I meant. Yeah, documentary is fabulous.
Didn't they do a fictional version of it though? Like a dramatic retelling?
Yeah, it was that time where it was like, how are there 7 WeWork movies right now?
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. I only saw the documentary. It was excellent.
It was also good. How about the movie about Tetris?
I haven't seen that one yet.
That's fabulous.
Is it?
Yeah, it's really good.
That was the month where a movie about Tetris, a movie about Nike,
and BlackBerry came
and
out.
a movie about BlackBerry all came out at the same time.
Yes.
And I was like, I wonder if America is a capitalist country.
You know, we should do something here on the podcast about like what we streamed.
Oh, I love that idea.
We should add that. Maybe we'll
Mine's going to be a lot of British comedies. I hope you don't mind.
Really? Yeah. Do you have a British accent?
I don't have a British
Let me hear it. Come on, just try it.
I only can do Cockney.
Well, try it. Let me hear it.
I can, Commando. You want me to talk about my shows, do ya?
Cockney
can do
is more
Cockney.
a facial expression
I know
than
it
an
is.
accent.
You know what,
And I have to pull my head back, otherwise I can't do it.
You know what? I just, I was just going to explain to everybody who's only getting the audio version of this that you need to go. Yeah, if there's nothing that you do on YouTube, you need to just go and hit the Commando channel and just watch Andrew do that.
I get into full Cockney, and
That was commitment.
exactly the
Yeah.
word I was looking
Okay,
for.
we need to go to a break. Coming up, I'm going to tell you what all those weird symbols mean. You know, that you see on like tags, and you're like, what does that mean? All these
Oh.
little symbols.
Okay.
Andrew, you have something, a website you're going to talk about?
I do, because we had a question last week about getting all your information off the internet, which isn't possible. But it reminded me of a website I once used to find where you are.
Ooh, there you go. And what do you have, Al?
How to tell if something is AI, a website you can just drop images right into.
And then joke? Who's
It's
on
me.
joke? Oh, okay.
This is a pretty good joke. I'm going to give it I'm going to give it a 7.
All right.
7.
She's going it.
Yeah.
Noise.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so stay right where you are.
Let me tell you about a revolutionary new mobile voicemail app. If you've got a business, your voicemail is probably filled with messages from customers. Often the messages don't contain all the details you need. But what if you were able to get visual information from your callers? That's something you can't do with a traditional audio voicemail box, but you can with Fillmore Productions Video Voicemail. With Fillmore Productions Video Voicemail, callers receive a link to download the mobile app. There they can view important details about your business, watch videos about what you have to offer, and then leave you a video message. Actors and musicians can showcase what they do, and callers to medical practices or repair shops can report their issues visually. There are so many things that video voicemail can do for a business that makes audio voicemail a thing of the past. Discover what video voicemail can do for your business. Visit getvideovoicemail.com. That's getvideovoicemail.com. That's getvideovoicemail.com.
Hey, it's Kim Commando today, the weekly fun podcast about all things digital. And, every single day you can get tech smart, and you can do it the easy way because I do all the hard work for you. You know what I do? I visit at least 35 different websites to make sure that you just have the top tech news in your inbox every single morning. Of course, I just don't do it all myself. Allie's on board, and we've got a team of writers and researchers and all those other folks. And you can get all of this absolutely free. That's right, free to you. There's a couple of sponsors every single day, but come on. I mean, somebody has to pay the bills. So head over to getkim.com. You're going to join hundreds of thousands of people every single day who get tech smart the easy way, except for Andrew. Have you signed up yet?
Don't make eye contact, and you don't have to answer that question.
Okay.
Legally, he doesn't have to answer that.
For everybody else, sign up over at getkim.com. Once again, that's getkim.com. So not only do you get the tech news, like, for example, this past week, I shared a text message exchange between Barry and me.
This is a good one.
Yes. So Barry sends me a text in all caps. I need you to call me ASAP. Okay.
Well, the caps were needed.
Okay. And so I look down and I'm like, oh, I have to go get my phone. I think I left it in the truck.
She was texting from the computer.
I was texting from the computer.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
I thought that was your bit, because that's hilarious.
Well, so no, I was on my computer texting him from it. And then he writes back and goes, what's wrong with the phone you have, ... on your desk?
Yeah, that's true.
And I was like,
Just use the phone right there.
I'm like, oh yeah, there is that. Sorry.
Was it a big deal? Was it worth all caps, the reason you had to call him?
It was about the World Series.
Oh, because you went to the game.
Yeah, and it was if I buy these tickets, and I'm not going to tell you how much they are.
Will you go with me?
Will you go to the World Series with me?
Oh, he was asking you on a date.
Yeah, and I'm like, because he
Okay.
knows I'm such a big sports fan.
Sure.
Yeah.
The biggest.
And then because we went to a baseball game once before, and we were it was spring training, and we were just sitting there for a while, and I said, has the game started? And he said, look, we're in the second inning. I was like, oh my God, I didn't even know it began.
I've always said the most wasted Super Bowl ticket in the history of mankind is on that woman right there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, it was bad because I was rooting for both sides.
At the Super Bowl.
At the Super Bowl.
You
was
weren't
just
doing it at
happy
the
to
World
be there.
Series.
No.
Oh, you know what? I did a couple of times.
That's why we lost.
No, I did a couple of times. And so I had like these two Uber fans in front of me. These two women, they were like big Diamondback fans.
Right.
And then Barry sitting next to, I called her the screamer because this
There's
woman,
always a screamer.
she's like always standing up going, ah, wah! So it doesn't matter who it is, what's happening.
Right.
Okay. And then there were like the Texas Rangers guys over here. You know what? I'm on my phone. I'm texting everybody. Hey, doing deals.
She just told us how expensive the tickets were. That if you told her how much they cost,
I had to pay for them. Okay,
right,
I'm trying
to
to
go
figure out
sit
how to
there and
pay for them.
text.
Okay, so a couple of times I made the mistake of saying yay for the Texas Rangers.
Sure.
Oh my God, these Uber fans are up. They're like, they look at me like, give me the stink eye.
Were you wearing Diamondbacks gear?
No.
Okay.
Do you
Well, then
think
you could have been a Ranger
Do you
fan.
think she has Diamondbacks gear?
Maybe she'd throw a cap on.
But Barry
Okay.
did. He had
did he?
he had Diamondbacks hat, and then he had on a Diamondback shirt that said "Young" on the back.
His jersey, yeah.
Yes, from when you guys did some sold out some section or something.
Yeah, when we did the Diamondback Night, KFY's Diamondback Night. That's
Yes.
right. They gave him a jersey.
Yeah, so
Nice.
he was wearing that, and I was, so people were coming up to him going like, "Wow!" And I said, so some people, I said, "He's an old Diamondbacks player," and everybody's staring at him.
That's hilarious.
Kim is the number one troll I know
Of her own family.
of her own family.
I know, it's just bad. All right, moving on. iOS 17. You know, you have like all those little symbols on your clothes
Yeah, like the tag.
tag, and you never
Like
know.
dry clean?
Yeah, you never know what they mean.
Yeah.
So like, if there's a solid triangle with an X over it.
Okay.
On my clothes?
Yes.
Oh, I have wondered, what is that?
Okay.
Truly.
That
Oh,
means
I know what that means. That means
What?
don't put your shirt on a triangle.
that's it. It means don't bleach. Don't bleach.
Is
Why
bleach
not?
triangle shaped?
Why not have a B?
I don't know.
No B.
Okay.
Yeah, no
Okay.
B.
What if there's like, it looks like a cup with 3 lines underneath it?
You only have 3 drinks while wearing these pants.
It means washing, very mild process, maximum 30 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, because I always check the
I
Celsius
always check.
temperature of my.
No, that's a button on there. The one that says minus 30.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, look for that
I
next
gotta
time.
look for the minus 30 button.
So now with iOS 17, you can just hold the phone up to one of those symbols.
Oh, that's awesome.
Whoa.
Yes, and it works for inside your car too. So if you're wondering, like when the
Oh,
car
like the-
engine light comes up, and you're like, what does that particular thing?
Wow. Yeah,
See?
that makes sense because they are universal symbols. We just don't know what they mean.
And I just use the camera.
Yes, just hold
Cool.
it up. Isn't that great?
That's awesome.
Okay, it reminds me of a joke.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
Oh, good.
Rather have our throats sing.
No, please tell the joke.
Okay. A friend of mine always helps me out with maps and diagrams, pointing out all those little symbols and what they mean. He's quite the legend. Oh. Okay, Andrew, save us.
Yeah. So last time we did this podcast, we had a letter where someone asked him, "Hey, how do I get all my information off the internet?" And she, educated as she is, responded very succinctly, "You can't."
Yeah.
Yes.
But that reminded me of a website where it's called facecheck.id. Now, is that a top
That's a
tier?
top-level domain.
That's a top level domain where you can drop in any picture you want. And I did a picture of you, Kim, and it will search the internet. It searches 586 million faces on every social media platform there is. And it took about 15 seconds.
Wow.
And it shows where you're posted. Whether you've posted it
Or somebody else.
I've posted it, someone in, Saskatchewan has posted it.
Sure.
And it will show you everywhere that it is. They rank the images, whether they think it looks like you or not, on a scale of 50 to 99. You had a lot in the 95 to 99 range because you put yourself,
Out
your
there.
image,
Yeah.
and you also have professionally done photos, so they're going to be very clean. They're not going to be the side of your face. I actually tested it too. I used a really old photo of someone I work with, something that was like 15 years old, still was able to match her.
Wow.
Still was able to find current, up-to-date photos of her and where they are online. There's a lot of images of Kim Commando on the internet. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. A lot of them. But they were all on legitimate sites. They were all on social media.
Oh, good. Nothing weird.
No, nothing weird.
Love
all
it.
on news
That's
outlets. But if you want to find where people are posting you, if you're not doing the posting, you can just use that website, facecheck.id, and just drop in any photo of yourself.
Have you ever tried Pim Eyes?
No.
That's another one. It does
Yeah.
the same.
Similar
that kind of
thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we should all check. Well, we already checked for you. Andrew, let's check ourselves and make sure we're not on any weird places.
Well, I obviously put in a photo of myself. I didn't have one of you. Otherwise, I would have
It's
done
okay.
you.
Oh, nice.
I forgot my wallet in the car, and that's where I keep my
Yeah.
photos of you.
Yeah.
And I did one of myself, and I'm only on the major social media things. And most of the stuff I posted of myself or family members.
Nice.
So there's nothing nefarious on there. Like, I hate this guy.
Oh, you didn't find my website?
No, it's not a social media site.
Jerk. Dot.
Ing.
Nope.
Poor Allie. She's never going to live this one down.
Did you get it, jerking?
Yes, I know. I got it. I was trying to move on.
I didn't
Move
want
on.
to. I wanted to put a spotlight on it.
So, Allie, talk to us about, we're not up to cord management yet. We're talking about AI. Yes.
Yes. Hold your horses on the cords, Kim.
Your
Okay.
cords have to remain mangled for a little bit more.
A little bit longer. We know some of the tip-offs of AI images, right? Look at the hands. There are probably too many or not enough fingers. Look at the eyes. Maybe they look glassy, dead, weird. That's actually a really good tip-off. Does an image just feel off. Like your brain might not understand what's going on and why it doesn't quite feel right, but that is actually a good tip off. But what if you really can't tell? There are sites for this now, and there's one called aiornot.com, and you just drop the picture in, and it analyzes all these different things that it knows.
Nice.
AI images have these kind of things. So there's something called artifacting, which is basically like little shapes and noise within an image. In normal images created by a person, a camera, whatever, they are different than they would be in AI, right? So it can spot things like that. It can look at the composition of something, all the elements in it to tell, did a human create this or is this AI? So it's aiornot.com. We tested out a few things, and everything that I put in there, it worked. Which reminds me, we have something pretty cool coming in our newsletter coming up soon. We tested a bunch of the different AI image generators with one prompt to see what did the best.
Oh, cool.
Oh, so
This
make
is
sure.
a great one.
Yeah, it's really cool. So make sure you get the newsletters, Andrew, at getkim.com, and then you can see.
I'll just wait for you to tell me about it.
Sure.
But
Sure.
Can I ask what the prompt was?
Cat astronaut.
Cat astronaut.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's some winners.
Because of something like that, you're going to get good results pretty much all the time.
Exactly.
Something
Yes.
more specific, like Kim Commando holding a cat astronaut, you would have some pretty funky results.
Anytime you try to get a person in there, oh man, yeah. Me and our designer, we were looking at pictures the other day because she was trying to generate an image. The prompt was like, blonde woman on a bike, sporty,
Didn't
some
really work.
Oh my gosh. Some of them she didn't have feet. Some of them it was like really, really long legs or a really tall bike. Or there was one with a dog that had bike legs.
The dog had bike legs?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So anytime you add in people, things go weird.
AI must think humanity is really weird and really messed up because the stuff they
Yes.
spit out sometimes.
You know, we kind of are.
Yeah, no,
I mean, just saying.
I mean, these things, yeah.
Kind of weird stuff. All right, coming up, we're going to talk about AirPods, if you should leave them in all the time, even when you're around people.
Okay.
Is it kind of rude? We have letters from our callers. Oh, you guys don't want to miss that, so stay right where you are.
If you only have a 401k, you're not getting the most for retirement.
Wait, what?
Add a Robinhood IRA on top, then they'll boost it by 3%.
You can do that?
And if you transfer in any retirement account, you get 3% on top of that.
Is there a limit to the match?
No limit. Robinhood Gold gets you the biggest contribution match of any IRA on the market. Sign up for Robinhood Gold at Robinhood.com/boost by April 30th. Subscription fees apply.
Investing involves risk. 3% match requires gold for 1 year from first match. Must keep IRA for 5 years. Match on transfers subject to additional terms and conditions. Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC.
Hey, if you really enjoy the Kim Commando Today podcast, well, make sure that you're also getting Monday through Thursday, because those are other fun days that you don't want to miss out, because you want to be tech smart, you want to be tech aware, and you want to laugh, and you want to sound smart among all of your friends and coworkers and peers, right, Andrew?
I absolutely should start listening to this show.
You
What's
should.
it called again?
It's called Kim Commando Today.
I've never heard of it.
And you might want to get our other podcasts, because I actually revamped them this week because they were kind of boring. The Daily Tech Update is now the Daily Tech Update, and I answer a letter from our listener mail every single day. So wherever you get your podcast, just search for Daily Tech Update. All right, so here's the What the Heck headline of the week. It's actually something I've thought about. Is it rude that I still wear my AirPods when there's a person around me? Okay. Latest AirPod Pros, iOS 17, they have something called conversational awareness. And have you noticed this with your AirPods?
No, I haven't.
It's a little bit annoying because when I go for a run, is that I listen. I tell Allie about this. I listen to this group. It's called Purple Disco Machine.
Okay.
It's pure EDM music. Okay, so
it's not throat singing?
No, it's not.
Okay.
No, and so, but what happens is when I go for a run, people say like, "Oh, good morning," and so when your AirPod hears that person, it lowers the music, and I'm like, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm like kind of focused on myself right now.
Your AirPod thinks you want human interaction, but
Correct.
you
She
don't,
does not.
and you want humans to go away.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
Traditionally, the role of earpods, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when is it rude to not take them out?
I don't think there is ever a time. I really don't. I mean, I have teenage nieces and nephews, and I'll walk up to them and I'll be like, "Hey, where's the pot?" or whatever. And they'll have full conversation with me, and I can still hear the music playing.
What if I came up and said, Andrew, I've really been struggling with something. Can we talk real quick?
I would definitely take them out.
Okay. See, I think it's when it's like, feels more serious, feels like a personal conversation, feels like something where you really want the person to pay attention. Like, did you see that bird outside?
But on
Yes.
the reverse, if I came up to you and said, Kim, I really want to have a personal talk, and you left them in, I wouldn't be hurt. I wouldn't take it personally.
I think I would take it personally.
Wouldn't you think it was weird?
Not if she reached for her phone and she just hit pause.
What
on
if I was
whatever she-
crying? And said, I need to talk to you.
I told you I would.
He would
take
turn
them
up the
out.
music and leave.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would take them out, but I wouldn't be just like when I'm out to dinner and someone picks up their phone. I know people who just sets them off. There couldn't be anything more rude on
You
the
don't care?
planet. I could care less.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Well,
I really don't.
You know, because this is a little thing between me and Barry, is because I walk around with my AirPods in.
And
he always says, and like, he'll say something, and then sometimes, okay, I admit, like, I do hear him, but I just
you're
pretend
ignoring
I
him?
don't. But then I hear like, take those goddamn things out of here.
such a pleasant man.
I know. I look at him. You are such. What happened? You're a grumpy old guy. Come on. All right. So anyway, if you want to turn this off, you on your iPhone, you swipe down and just go into the settings for your AirPods, and then it's called conversational awareness. You want to turn that off.
Are you going to turn it off so you don't get interrupted?
I
on your
have
walks?
turned it off.
Okay.
I have turned it
So now
off.
people think you're just rude.
Well, yeah.
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 Gives them a courtesy wave.
I do. I give them a wave.
All right.
Okay, so all right, let's look at some letters from our listener mail. All right, I'll go first. Hey, Kim, I just read in your newsletter that you're planning to live to be 93 years old. I think that's great. But why don't you retire? I read in your Wikipedia entry that with all your boats, cars, and jets.
Who put that in your Wikipedia?
I'm not sure. It's obvious that you don't need the money. I do, by the way. Don't get me wrong. I love everything you do. I'm just wondering, why don't you retire? Matt in Phoenix.
First of
Matt,
all-
how is she supposed to go to those Diamondbacks games?
Exactly.
We got to take all this in. First of all, you want to live to 93?
Well, no, there was a longevity test in the newsletter.
Okay.
Where you check all these boxes. There's 38 questions, and then it tells you like your estimated age.
You got 93?
Yes.
I
What'd you
got
get?
81.
Oh, did you really?
What in the
Not
world?
good.
Oh.
We're going to have to talk about
I
this
got
later.
38, and I'm 5 years past that.
You're on
So-
borrowed time, buddy.
You think you're in trouble.
I don't want to retire. I'm having a great time.
Once you retire, you die.
Yes.
I mean, you don't want to slow down.
Okay.
Why?
I want to be like Martha Stewart. I mean, she was in a bikini on the cover of Vogue magazine.
That was pretty awesome.
It was. Okay. But I don't want to go to prison. Okay. At any
Okay.
point.
So there's parts of Martha Stewart you want.
Do you want to hang out with Snoop Dogg?
I would love to hang out with Snoop Dogg. I think that would be
reminds
so
me
fun.
of a question.
What?
Last week, you told us that you had a story about when you went out on a date with a performer, and we never got to it.
MC Hammer.
Tell us the details.
Oh my gosh.
Was it hammer time?
He wanted it to be Hammer time.
How old were you?
Oh, I was in my 20s.
Okay.
And I was hanging out at the bar at the Ritz-Carlton with a friend of mine. Her name is Deborah.
Here in the Valley. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And so we would just like stop by. Like it was like a pre-game. Like,
Okay.
So before you go out, we
The
would.
classy spot.
Yeah, we exactly. Before we went
Yeah.
trashy, we went classy.
Yeah.
So we'd hang out at like and just have like a cocktail. And so we were sitting there at the Ritz-Carlton bar, just having a drink, and I get sent over a drink,
Which is
And-
atypical at a place like that,
Yes.
right?
Okay. So the guy sends, and the bartender says, here's the drink, compliments of the gentleman over there. And so I look at the gentleman over there. I'm like, oh, thank you. Thank you. And, that's it.
Yeah.
And then he comes over and he's standing there and he said, would you like to go to my concert tonight? And I said, I'm sorry, I don't know who you are.
You didn't know who MC Hammer was?
He didn't look like the MC Hammer, like Hammer Time guy.
He wasn't wearing the Hammer pants.
The pants.
Yeah.
No, he's just like wearing regular pants. Okay.
That's actually unfortunate. I thought he wore Hammer pants at all times.
And my friend Deborah was very protective of me.
Okay.
I mean, very protective. I mean, she would do some things that I shouldn't talk about. I mean, just because it was
Did
like,
she have MC Hammer murdered?
well, she looked at him. She said, why should my friend go out with you?
He's MC Hammer.
And he said, well, I'm performing down at, I think it wasn't Chase Field then, or someplace downtown Phoenix. And And he said, well, because, I'd like you guys to come backstage and you can go in my limo. And Deborah's like, no, we are not going in your limo. We are taking our own car and all this. And so I'm like,
So you did go to the concert.
yeah. So
Wait, so when did you find out that it was MC Hammer?
That's a good
well,
question.
he said, I'm MC Hammer. And I said,
okay.
oh my God, like the don't touch it guy. Don't touch it. And he's like,
Don't touch it.
and he's
Da-na-na-na.
like,
Don't
yes.
touch it.
Okay, so then the entourage comes. Okay, because he's been standing there talking. And so like,
his people.
Oh, his people come over.
Yeah.
And they're like, come on, MC, we have to go. We have to go down this. And he's like, no, these are my 2 new friends.
Yeah.
And I want them to make sure that they are full backstage. And so one of his security guys looks at me and says, here's the passes and here's everything and go to this back gate. And
Did Deborah change her tune? Was she pumped at this point?
no.
No.
Why is she such a party pooper?
Well, okay.
Kim, don't say it.
No, I can't say what she said to him because it was just so rude.
She'll tell us later.
I'll tell you off, Mike.
All right.
So we go to the concert and we're standing there and all the dancers are performing and MC is like winking at me while he's performing. On
Did you have
stage.
good seats? I'm sure you had good seats.
No, we were standing backstage.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah. And then he asked me to come out on stage
What?
and I'm like, Deborah's like, she's not going out on stage. And I'm like, and then he's like, so I went out on stage and
Did you dance with him?
he put a little chair down and he sang a song to me.
That's awesome.
And then I went off and then it was like daggers. I felt really uncomfortable.
From other women that he had invited backstage?
All the dancers,
Okay.
they were staring at me like, and I'm like, I thought I was going to get my butt kicked.
But you did nothing wrong.
I was there.
It was probably Deborah talking crap while you were on stage.
She's your new mom.
Deborah Downer.
And so then I said, Deborah's like, we need to get out of here before we get beat up. And I was like,
You could have partied with MC Hammer.
You bailed on MC Hammer.
I did.
You could have had such a different life.
Seriously.
You know what? I kind of like the life I have.
You could have been Mrs. Hammer.
I could have been.
Oh,
All right. So you read your letter.
All right. This is from Ty Cook from Newport Beach. You talked about Amazon televising football. If you don't have a subscription, try, and then he puts the name of a website. I personally believe we should not name the website
Okay.
because of the answer to the question. You might see additional windows opening. Go back to the original window with the red arrow. After the 3rd time you click on the red arrow, you can watch. Works for all sports! !
Enjoy your malware.
This is such a horrible, illegal, and dangerous website.
Oh, God.
At no time should you go anywhere and have to click the red arrow 3 times to get it to work. That should be your sign. And what he's talking about is when you go, because I went on a computer and I used a browser, a protected browser, and I went to the website. And the first thing that pops up is your computer's been hijacked. You have malware, blah, blah, blah. And what he's saying is if you click through all of that, then you get to the website
Nice.
that illegally streams all sports and movies.
Oh, Ty, be careful.
Thanks, Ty.
Illegally.
Oh, Ty.
Do not use websites like this.
Oh, boy.
Yes, that's not a good thing.
I'm glad we didn't give the website. I mean, I bookmarked it, but I'm
Does
glad
it
we
end
didn't
in
give the website.
.ru?
It-
Is it one of those?
No, it ends in .ai.
Oh.
Interesting.
It's not a good website.
All right. What do you got, Al?
Ken wants to know, okay, I love this. Kim, can you give us the executive summary of why Meta, Apple, and others are pursuing AR and VR with such a vengeance? Basically, I don't see it going anywhere. I don't see 6 guys getting together to watch Monday Night Football, sitting around wearing goggles and eating pizza for 3 hours. Are these marginal products, including the Apple Car, a smokescreen to distract the press from real disruptive technologies these companies may be working on? Ken.
He's a conspiracy guy.
Ken is a conspiracy guy. Ken, I appreciate that. I appreciate that you are how you are. No, they just want to make money.
Yeah.
We have phones already. We have computers. We have tablets. We have smart home stuff. They need a new thing to sell us. So this is a way to get a, maybe multiple thousand, at least hundreds of dollars device in our houses and a whole new load of content that we can buy for it.
I also remember reading an article. It was an article about an article. It was like a throwback article where Steve Ballmer was like, the iPhone will never take off.
Yeah.
No one wants
Yeah.
all that technology in their pocket. Blah, 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 blah. Windows processors are better. There's going to be naysayers to all technology. I personally, when I was working with your husband, I had a guy calling every single week. Barry's got to talk about the iPhone. Barry's got to talk about the iPhone. It's the most amazing thing. And I was like, no, it's for rich people, or no one will use it. It'll never be. And then he called in like a year later. He's like, I want you to put me in the air and I want you to apologize for me because the iPhone is the greatest thing that's ever.
Did
and
you
we
put
did
him
it.
on the
Oh,
air?
absolutely.
Good.
We did.
Of course you
Good.
did.
Yeah.
Of course you did.
It's a
That's
bunch of
great,
fun.
That's great radio
Yeah.
right there. All right, stay right where you are because Allie's going to thrill us with cord management. And we have an average joke at the end, so stay right where you are.
Let me tell you about a revolutionary new mobile voicemail app. If you've got a business, your voicemail is probably filled with messages from customers. Often the messages don't contain all the details you need. But what if you were able to get visual information from your callers? That's something you can't do with a traditional audio voicemail box, but you can with Fillmore Productions Video Voicemail. With Fillmore Productions Video Voicemail, callers receive a link to download the mobile app. There they can view important details about your business, watch videos about what you have to offer, and then leave you a video message. Actors and musicians can showcase what they do, and callers to medical practices or repair shops can report their issues visually. There are so many things that video voicemail can do for a business that makes audio voicemail a thing of the past. Discover what video voicemail can do for your business. Visit getvideovoicemail.com. That's getvideovoicemail.com. That's getvideovoicemail.com.
Hey, it's Kim Commando today. Reminder, need you to do two things. Tell one person about our podcast because that's the easiest and best way for us to grow our podcast. And number two is to drop us a note over at commando.com. Tell us what you love, tell us what you hate, and tell us what you want to hear more of. We read every single note. All right, so Allie, cord management.
Okay, you know what is exciting? Fire. And you know what can happen if you have a frayed cord that you've beaten up so bad? Fire.
Fire bad.
Yeah, it's scary. It's dangerous.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you're trying to scare us.
I'm just trying to make it a little sexier because this is cord management, Kim. I don't know what you want from me. Although I will say we have gotten lots of response. Anytime I put out like, okay, we just had this product, which I will talk about in a little bit, to save your cords. I was looking through clicks in the newsletter. So many people clicked these things. This is a real problem, folks. Okay, so
No, she is right though. One time I was on vacation in Sedona and I forgot my phone charger, and I went to a truck stop and I got a charger, and then I got to the hotel, plugged it in, and I was just staring at it. I was like, that thing's going to catch on fire. That thing was made in the middle of the Chinese Ocean and it's going to catch on fire.
Well, that is very astute of you. Yes. So that is the first part, right? You don't want the cheapest cord. Anything you can buy from a truck stop, a gas station, the dollar bins at Target or wherever, probably don't use that. They're just not as well made. So that's a little spooky. But you know the people, and maybe you are this person, grab the cord kind of by the middle and you pull it out of whatever. Don't do that. That puts so much stress on the connection point. So you have to grab the little plastic part that is right by where it's plugged in.
But it's all the way behind my nightstand.
I know. Well, no, on the phone, right?
Oh,
the part that
okay.
plugs into it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, do that. Check where they're positioned, because if you have it where, you know, the little hard part and then the cord, and you maybe have it pushed up against something and it's completely bent, that is what is putting all the pressure on cords. So when they're bent around things, so make sure it's not wrapped around something, it's not bending right there. And then what happens when it does start to fray? You know, when you can kind of see some metal in there? Is it safe to use?
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, just as is?
In
Just
the
leave
tub.
it alone?
I specifically use those in the tub.
With the hairdryer.
Okay, if we're at that point where the rubber, the plastic, whatever around it is just starting to fray, you can wrap some electrical tape around it and it's okay. If you get to the point where you get through that metal layer, that's called the sheathing, and you can see the actual cables, like the red and the blue ones, stop it. Don't use that. That is dangerous. You have to get rid of those. A couple things you can do before we get to that point, right? People use, this one's been around forever, pen springs. People put pen springs around the top of the cord because it protects it from bending. Also now they sell these handy dandy little plastic or rubber protectors. They basically you slip to the end of the cord where it plugs into your phone so it can't bend. And this is the product I was talking about. So many people clicked on these things in our newsletter. I kid you not. Yeah. Truly. So be nice to your quartz because they'll last longer and then they won't light your house on fire.
You should sell those yourself, Kim.
We should.
Slap your face on one of those and
Nice.
Yeah, a little tiny face on top.
Okay, so here's the deal. We're getting a little long on the podcast. I know
Yeah.
you have the joke, Allie. So I'm going to ask you to hold your joke
Okay.
till next week.
Oh.
But instead, I wrote another little throat song.
Oh.
Okay, but I this one I would like. I'd like Andrew. You try to throat sing this one because I already showed you how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So
He's going to cough again.
you want to read it over real quick just
Yeah.
to make sure you got it all. It's actually really good.
Who wrote this?
It did.
Him commando.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Now this is now Apple. If you're listening, I am now Andrew's talent agent.
Yeah. Oh,
So I'll be
getting a
negotiating
percentage?
Yes, the percentage.
She wrote the song.
oh, that's true.
Okay.
I don't know if I take credit for it, but that is true. This podcast is the place to be for tech tips and a digital spree. Tune in with Kim, Andrew, and Ali. We make tech fun for one and Ollie. What's Ollie?
I had to marry with Allie.
Okay.
Kinda.
Yeah, it was beautiful. How was my performance?
That
It
was
was
really good, Andrew.
excellent. It was
Yeah.
better than mine.
I was channeling like a smoking Bob Dylan. That's what I was trying
You
to
didn't
get.
even cough. Well done.
I know.
Yeah.
That was good.
Thank
That was
you.
Good. It was very good. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your talents with all of us.
Stop.
All right, just a reminder, we won't be throat singing again next week, so you can feel free to join us. Make sure you tell a few friends about the podcast, and again, drop us a note over at commando.com. Hit the link that says email Kim, and thanks for being here.
This program is a copyrighted production of Westar Multimedia Entertainment and protected by the copyright laws. Any rebroadcast or use of this program for commercial, business, economic, or financial purposes without the written permission of Westar Multimedia Entertainment is strictly prohibited.
When things feel a bit chaotic, Instacart helps deliver milk and sausage. Add a little life to your cart. Get stuff from literally all your stores, from baby wipes to albacore. Add a little life to your cart. Instacart helps get your groceries. Your first 3 deliveries are free.
Download Instacart. Add life to cart. Terms apply.